My name is Dr. Wayne Dahl. I'm a chiropractor for 38 years, and I represent the 600 members of the Doctors Lodge Network. And I want to vigorously object to on page 7, 7.456. On page 7, it was discussed by the three gentlemen earlier about how they had come to agreement regarding the arbitration process. Now, I thought all along, I've been coming to these meetings since, June, I guess was the first one, July, whatever. And the whole purpose of this group was for us to create and reach consensus. Now, the last three gentlemen represented the insurance industry, and they represented the attorneys. But conspicuously absent are the providers. And the providers are the victims, okay, of the arbitration process not functioning. In this, it says that claims for basic economic loss benefits submitted for arbitration must be commenced only by an insured. Well, we all know that the case law right now says that providers can file for arbitration. So this is specifically eliminating the ability of a provider to file for an arbitration. And the elimination of the 65B.327, I believe, which is the non-binding arbitration process, also blocks off a provider's ability to have any potential action to get his bill paid. It makes him totally dependent upon attorneys. So this forces everything into arbitration. Naran Clinic had spoken extensively on this issue in trying to protect providers. What's happening here is that the rights of providers are being taken away, and everything is being forced into arbitration, putting it into the control of the attorneys and of the insurers. And the poor doctor who works so hard on the patient has no way to get paid. So I don't understand why the providers weren't considered when the insurance companies and the attorneys got together regarding the arbitration process. Now, there's a simple solution to this, and that is when you talk about insured, and Mr. Carlson was speaking in terms of claimant. If the definition of a claimant also includes being a provider, then everybody's in the game. It's not just the insurance companies and the attorneys. So what we want to do is protect the rights of the providers to get paid. Because currently with the system right now, as I've testified and as Naran Clinic has testified, the providers are getting beat up so badly. Because what happens is when an attorney files for arbitration, the insurance carriers believe that gives him, the attorney, the right to receive all the funds. And once the attorney has the funds, good luck for the providers to get paid. So the assignment and liens and the UCC liens that have been upheld in the Court of Appeals are being ignored currently by attorneys. I have one insurer and 5 attorneys that are in suit. I mentioned to this committee before, and when we sued them, there were 5 attorneys. We got 5 checks that the insurance company gave to the attorney, and the attorney took all the money, never consulted me as a provider, never got paid. So we sued that insurance company on 300 other cases. Right now, it's, I believe, about 15 days past due that they won't even answer discovery to show us where the money went. There's no transparency. The acronym is TAD, T-A-D, Transparency, Accountability, and Disclosure. And in the current arbitration system, there is none of those. It's commonplace for attorneys to file for arbitration without notifying the doctor they're even arbitrating the bill. And it's commonplace for the insurance companies to pay the attorney direct, not put his name on the check, although insurers are beginning to do that. And once the attorney receives the money, he doesn't necessarily go to the doctor to even tell him he got the money, and the doctor never gets paid. The condition that we're, with these provisions the way they are, you're not going to have to worry about an arbitration system because there won't be any doctors treating any patients because they're not getting paid right now. These are big problems. And I believe when it came to this arbitration issue that the doctors should have been consulted while the attorneys and insurance companies were making their backroom deals without any consideration to the providers.
Mr. Dahl, if you can take the time to email both Senator Jensen and myself, we'll make sure we get it out to everybody. And this would be true of any of the issues we're going through, that we're about to go through, with your specific problem to the language and possible solutions. And then secondly, if you can try to work with the gentlemen that were there before you to see, if there's a way we can find some common ground. So I don't, like I said, this is the first presentation, and we want to try to, we're looking to solve some problems, not create new problems. So, but if you'll take the time to do that, I appreciate it.
And certainly we will, and we've always been open to that. So we were quite surprised when these meetings were occurring, and it was a surprise to us.
Mr. Smith, Senator Jensen.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. I just want to say real quickly, the recommendations that are in the group report is what we worked on together as a working group, which you participated in extremely well. But the benefit of this working group is that those conversations regarding all kinds of issues that we're trying to find solutions to that are extremely difficult have been happening outside of the working group. My hope as a legislator and as a co-chair of the working group is that we can enhance, contribute to, and assist with those kinds of conversations that you characterize as backroom deals. This is an issue. This is an issue. And why we've tried to make reforms to no-fault insurance for over how many years and not been able to move something forward. I agree with Senator Gazelka that if you could, are there other things within this language, because it's proposed language, other than this section, that you'll come up and speak to?
Not current. I don't have a problem. I don't believe the providers have problems with disciplining providers and things of that nature. I don't think there's issues with that. Okay. But a word just like this, only insured, just two little words. Right. I have the capability of killing the whole system.
Exactly, and that's why we.
So this is something that needs to be looked at in detail.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pendleton and I have spent 2 hours a day for months and months rewriting to address all of the issues.
Sure.
And we believe that we've got a comprehensive bill that should be looked at because so much of it would cure so many of the ills of the no-fault system. And there's been we've diligently worked at this for
absolutely, and that's
a long time.
We need you to continue that, and to continue when we continue with the working group going forward. But please, if you have suggestions for changes in this language.
Madam Chair, I'll give all I've got.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.